it's not a daily driver. It's something I wouldn't take to the shopping centre, but it's just one to jump in and spend a couple of hours going for a drive somewhere and getting some breakfast maybe, and then coming home and giving it a clean and do it again the following weekend or during the week. Hi, I'm Tim Tritton, and this is my 2015 Ultima GTR 720. Now I'm a bit of a car nut. I've had lots of different cars over my life, I suppose you could say. And I bought this, saw this for sale about 6 months, 7, 8, 10 months ago. And I was looking for a different sort of car to purchase and to work on. So I purchased this, took it home. It was a pretty rough condition when I got it, and just spent time tidying it up, cleaning it up, and getting it on the road. So I've been in motorsport for 38, 40 years. Started when I was very young, racing minis, and then I got into mini sports sedans, did a bit of go-karting. So I've set it up for the road, this car. So I wanted something more comfortable. It's air conditioning, which is great for these hot summer days. It's nice and cool inside. So it is fun to drive. It's very, very quick. The weight of the car is around 1,050 kilos. So you have to be, particularly if you're ever in the wet, very light on the throttle. So it's a pretty lively car. The first few times I drove it, I'd get out and I'd be shaking because it was just it absolutely almost scared me sometime when I put my foot down pretty hard. So yeah, that's the car. I've still got a few more things to do it. I'm getting some carbon side skirts made for it, maybe carbon front at the front here, and diffuser rear. And I'm going to get also made a rear carbon diffuser. I've got an aluminium one I've made myself, but I like to have a nice carbon one there, I think, just make the car look a bit smarter. So I might take the car out maybe once a week, sometimes maybe every 2 weeks, but I'll go and do a cars and coffee or something like that, or go for a drive early morning. I love getting up early and waking the neighbours up, of course, and taking off down the street, or maybe even a night drive when it's a bit cooler. I'm in the Cobra Car Club, and I've got lots of mates who drive the two-seater sports cars, and we might go for a drive somewhere and have a lunch somewhere, then come home. So that's sort of why I got the car and how I use it. Really, it's not a daily driver. It's something I wouldn't take to the shopping centre, but it's just one to jump in and spend a couple of hours going for a drive somewhere and getting some breakfast maybe, and then coming home and giving it a clean and do it again the following weekend or during the week. really enjoy driving the car too. When you get inside, it's like, for me, it's a bit of the early 80s to 90s Le Mans style car with the wraparound windscreen. You sit, if you've got a passenger there, you're almost sitting shoulder to shoulder, and you're sitting there looking out that windscreen. It's a real thrill, a real buzz for me to drive something like that. I'm a bit of a fan of the Group C Le Mans race cars, and it is a lot of fun and pretty exciting to drive along the street in something like this. My previous cars have been a replica GT40 that was painted in golf colours with the blue and the orange stripe. It had throttle body injection in the back window. So that was I had that for about 8 years. That was a great car, and I really enjoyed driving that. And then other cars have been, I had a Ferrari a while back, 360. That was a nice car. Didn't have that very long though. And I had an early 911 Porsche, which I turned into a race car, which I hadn't because it was worth a lot of money, but I had a lot of fun in that. Put a 600 horsepower twin turbo engine in that car and raced that for a few years. So the Ultima is manufactured in the UK. They come either in a kit form, or you can order it sort of turnkey without the engine and the gearbox. And they're a full tubular space frame chassis, fiberglass panels. Runs a LS7 7-litre Chev. It's got about 700 horsepower, and a Porsche gearbox at the rear. So you can either have all rose jointed style suspension, or you can have the urethane bushes. It's fully adjustable, bump and rebound shocks, so you can set it up pretty good for the track, but I've set my car mainly just for the road. So over the last 30 or 40 years I've raced minis, and then I've raced in sports sedan series, raced in a Trans Am and TA2 series and with a Mustang, and now I'm racing a Honda Prelude, but it's not a normal Honda Prelude, it's a full space frame with a 6-litre Chev engine sitting in right beside me, and I race in the National Series with that car. While building that car, and it was almost finished, I thought I needed to have a look around for a nice sort of bit of a smart road car. So I saw the Ultima for sale, and then went and had a look at it, and as I said earlier, it was a bit run down, but took it home and did some work on it, and it's come up to be a really nice car and drives really, really well, very well. So the car basically was designed 20 years ago, and the shape looks like a Group C car. That's what they wanted it to look like. What I've done though to the front of the car is I've actually, the new RS, Ultima RSs have a different front. It's all been cut out on the bottom. I've done the same thing here. I've cut it all out to look like the new RS, and they look a bit more modern as well, compared to the older sort of Ultima look on the front.